Oh my God, this is awesome. Okay, welcome back, Facebook. Thank you so much for hanging on. Periscope, everybody on Periscope right now, please share. If you need to go back out and come back in and reshare, because something awesome is about to happen. Thank God it's Friday. We're getting ready to binge on Buzz. My name is Yalanda Lattimore, 14-year editor of DryerBuzz. Just a little bit of reset here with Rita Fasina-Thomas of Distinctive Ops and the Ademla A Fashion Foundation. She brings our professional business piece as well as helping us to go pro and also education, because you're moving more into education. We changed up and did a little bit of an editorial on the scope. First Friday is Rita and business. Second Friday, the fellas come in and take over, okay? Third Friday, next Friday, is all about the arts, all right? And then fourth Friday, our entrepreneurs are back in the spot. Entrepreneurs are back, so listen, you need to get your product ready, bring it in, put it on the table, come and present it. And so we'll talk to you guys about that next week. We're still putting all this together. Xavier Lewis, back to the hot seat. Why is you nervous? You perform in front of thousands of people. Thousands.
Man.
And you giving me all this hesitation on this
show.
No,
what people don't know, I'm very shy, man.
I can't believe it.
I'm very shy. It's easier to sing in front of like 5,000 people
than to get intimate. Because I said, Xavier, I'm going to let you take off. He's like, no, you can't go nowhere. I'm going to be just like right there. Just right there. All right, so the question we want to know is, what's love got to do with it? I tell you what, you want to turn it down just a little bit. I want to keep it playing at the backdrop. But you have to set the tone. You have to set the playlist for everybody this weekend, trying to, whether they are accelerating or pumping their brakes on love. Because even when you pump your brakes, you basically saying, okay, I may not be ready. I'm not ready to put myself out there to somebody. But then the music has to get us through the weekend. So how do you come up with a good love song?
Hey man, what love got to do with it? Love has everything to do with it. Love has everything to do with it. And honestly speaking, everybody is interested in loving.
Yes.
We just, some of us might have been burned by it.
Yes.
Some of us
burn.
You know what I'm saying? Had some kind of crazy experiences.
Ooh.
But
we ain't ask you all that.
Yo, we gonna dig. We gonna get into that too.
Okay. Y'all gonna talk about that? The fellas gonna talk about that.
We gonna talk about that too.
Okay.
Because these ladies out there, they have their conversations and they say that the men usually dish out the most pain, but I think the ladies they equal. So
y'all about to get deep. We're not gonna take up too much. Rita, you got any questions you want to? Because and not to go there, but Rita has had her lifetime love.
Really?
And I look at her Facebook and the pictures of you guys, and unfortunately she lost her husband, but she has a beautiful foundation in honor of him. And when we look at her as a friend, when we look at her Facebook and we see the love that they share, you like, wait, when did I miss all of this? So she kind of guides us because she has a beautiful heart. I was just thinking the other day when both of you came on when I was on the radio, and I was like, wait, when she came on the radio, this had just happened to you. And I could see a woman trying to get busy, but I didn't know that this had happened to you. So even bouncing back from that. But your Facebook page just pours with the love. When you did the symposium just recently, pours with love. So that's what we want to know. What's love got to do with it? There are those of us that haven't even touched the surface of what she has memories of. But it's in the music. Music takes you back. Even if, I don't care how mad you get, music makes you travel through time into moments. And you said you still find notes and things like that.
Yeah, I'm still finding notes, especially now that we're packing to move.
Right.
Notes that he just stuck away for me to find, at such a time. Things that he's told me that he wants me to do. Things about our youngest daughter. Love notes. I have a book of love notes that he's left me.
And so Valentine's Day, everybody, it means something to everybody. Even if you're not in love and you're gonna pour into your kids, you're gonna buy gifts, you know, things like that. So that's what I don't want to make it heavy for you guys, because I want y'all to have a real barbershop.
Oh, no,
but the question is, what's love got to do with it? And we're gonna bring the guys back. So RJ, I'm looking at JaRod, and I said RJ and JaRod, come on in, choose your seats. Rita and I are gonna step out, and the fellas are taking over. All right. So reintroduce yourself. You guys need some drink or
water.
I'll get you a water. All right. And so just a real conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready?
Well, for everybody out there, y'all already know. Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B, R&B soul recording artist.
RJ Hodges again, rjhodgesspeaks.com, author, speaker, personal development coach, Reiki practitioner, all that great stuff.
JaRod Morris, the fourfoldproject.com, business plan developer / business plan coach, or business coach, right?
JaRod, is this your one here?
Yes, but it's empty.
Is it on the other?
Yeah.
What love got to do with it, fellas?
What love has to do with
One of the things that I was thinking of from a love perspective, from an entrepreneurial business perspective, whatever it is you do.
Right.
I don't know if you fellas have dealt with this, but you have a significant other, you're on your grind, you're getting called to do things, your schedule's getting tight, maybe for days at a time, sometimes weeks.
Right.
How do you deal with that significant other that says, you're not making time for me, or do you just make the time? You know, I have my thoughts, but I want to just put it out there and see what you guys think from that perspective. Times like this, it may be a busy time, but then it's Valentine's Day. There's an expectation that you're going to make time. So let's talk about that.
Well, I think in reference to that, I think it's vitally important to be well balanced. You know, so I think in dealing with that issue, the first thing to do is to be well balanced. Like, you can't get over consumed with the grind and the hustle that the love aspect lacks. But then you can't allow yourself to like sometimes, you know, a lot of women will actually compete against your grind or your hustle.
Right.
Like, they'll put you in position to have to pick one or the other, and that's not fair. So if you in a situation that's like that, I think you might need to kind of like observe that situation and really see if it benefits the direction that you're going in.
Right. Now, I was going to actually say, if you back up a little bit, know who you're with before you even get to that point, because a lot of times we're not really open enough to share what our visions are when we first meet somebody. So if you share what your vision is when you first meet somebody, you can understand not that person has to want to be an entrepreneur or want to, you know, have a vision similar to yours, but they should be somebody that is close to your level of ambition. Because if my ambition level is here and hers is down here, I don't care how much we talk about it, because she's just not going to understand that drive. Yeah, so you got to be compatible, you know, in that regard.
I think you guys hit it on the head. So I met my wife in our first date, 2009, and I was just really getting heavy into working with a lot of people and trying to get my name out there. And I said, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm on. And she looked at me and she said, nice way. She was like, well, you make time for what you want. And so, throughout that time, she supported me, morally, just being there for me, and it ended up working out. But I set the expectation that, look, I'm a go-getter, this is what I do. And she set the expectation that, look, I need love too. And it ended up, working out. Now, that doesn't mean that there haven't been, situations where you have to make a decision, but I think at the end of the day, the business is gonna be there. Whatever it is that you do, that's gonna be there. But the person that's supporting you, when all else fails, that's who you want, especially if they supported you in the right way and they haven't kind of given you that ultimatum of, well, it's either this or me, right? You have someone who can look beyond it and see what you got going on. I think that's an admirable thing.
I think communication plays a huge part. I worked with a gentleman out of Florida, and I did coaching with him, and he was like, man, my wife, she don't support me, she'll support nothing I do, and I'm like, wow, that's not good. Finally had a conversation with her. I mean, stuff changed. What I found out was he didn't communicate with her what he did and some of the business ventures that he was into. So to her, it was all this mystery. You know what I mean? It was him making decisions to go jump in this outside of even sharing it with her. So she didn't feel included. So that's why she wasn't as supportive. So sometimes it's just communication. Hey, look, this is what I'm doing. This is the thing that I'm venturing into, so that this other person can get an understanding.
You know what too? I think it goes hand in hand. Like a lot of times we find ourselves saying, "Hey man, I'm trying to find a woman. She support me. She hold me down." But you know, when do we support her? Because at the end of the day, you know, it's more than just even an intellectual conversation, right? Like, yes, we want a beautiful woman and one that we can have an intensely intellectual conversation with at the end of the day. But I want to be able to discover things within her that she needs to strive towards. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that us collectively being setting that bar, raising that bar, and like you said, you spoke about communication. We also said what was the other one that you said?
Vision. You gotta have
vision.
Yeah.
And I think standard, like we all should have a standard. So my standard for my woman shouldn't just be a sexy piece of flesh.
Right. That's true.
Yep.
If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
my standard, I should desire to see things in her like I expect or hope that she sees in me. So, you know, I think a lot of times it's lopsided because you got, whether it's the man or the woman, in a lot of cases, the woman putting her dreams and aspirations on hold.
Right.
Because she's supposed to be a woman. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Now it goes both ways. You know, I do believe that support goes both ways, and I think that's how, you know, you ultimately get that great partnership when both people understand that I'm supporting you just as much as you're supporting me. So I mean, I think that's a great point.
Absolutely. No,
I hate when I see my homies, man, and some of the fellas. You know, it's a constant tug of war between them and their lady because they're trying to accomplish something. And truthfully, they have the family
in mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And she's like tug of war with him, making him pick and choose. Like, it's gonna be me or that. So when it gets to that point, you eventually reach a point where you say, you know what, it's gonna be that.
So you can't play. Oh no, go ahead.
I was going to say, you have that vision, but it goes back to the fundamental difference between women and men, right? And so women being more emotional, God made women more emotional, and that's not to make them just super emotional creatures all the time, but they made men more logical. And so in our minds, we're like, you were like, well, don't you understand that if I'm successful at this, you're going to have a better life, right? But you can't explain it no matter how much you try to articulate that. So you just have to. It's a give and take. Like you said, Xavier, like you just have to, when you support them in the things that matters to them, I think that you start to get that synergy that you're looking for.
Here's the thing. This is a conversation I've had with several of my homeboys over the years. And what a lot of times we can't figure out as men is that if you meet a woman and you got all the time in the world and you be around her every single day, it's like he ain't doing nothing with his life. But then if you're extremely busy and you're doing something, you don't have no time for me. So a lot of times, if we don't figure out a balance, we don't figure out some kind of communication, I think a lot of times some men, you get frustrated because it's like, I don't know how to please you. Like if I'm sitting at home on the couch every day, you like, well, you ain't doing that with your life. And I don't want a man that's like not doing that with his life. But if I'm out of town, I'm on the go, I'm ambitious, you don't have time for me. So it's like, okay, wait a minute.
But you know what? It's funny you mention that because I was going to speak about something, right? So ladies definitely want a man that respects them, honors them, makes them feel worthy or valuable, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, too, they want to do to put them in their place too. Like it's what's inherited with the woman. So if you all the time, oh baby, it's okay, it'll be all right. Oh baby, okay, I'll fix it.
Too passive.
If you too passive, you gonna lose her.
And there's a fine line. I've learned there's a fine line between being assertive and the leader and being a jerk.
It is.
Because it's easy. I know I have all the time, right? But I have to stop and say, okay, wait a minute, could I have handled that a little differently? Right. Because then what happens is, if you're a jerk all the time, then your respect level, her respect level for you goes down. It's not stated, but it's shown in actions. And so you have to, it's actually on us as men to manage that and make sure that, you know, because at the end of the day, like you said, a woman doesn't want a man that she can walk all over. And so you have to, it's a balance. And we have to really own that.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, it takes a man to realize, like, we were born with certain things internally.
Yep.
Right.
Just
right.
like a woman was born with certain things internally. Like like you know the saying, a mother could raise a man child, but she could never truly influence him like a father could. You see what I'm saying? And it's for a reason. I think that it's our responsibility and obligation to really say, okay, this is what it is. This is what it's gonna be. I think as the man, we how could I say? We create the foundation of the relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, so we determine
Yep.
what that's gonna be, and that's the thing too. When we say what love got to do with it, I think the foundation of love. So many people halfway lay foundation.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right?
Speak up.
Halfway lay foundation. So if your foundation not solid,
Right. Right.
you know,
Because everybody wants to be with somebody. Like I was saying this the other day. It's like getting married now is a goal. It's not a purpose. It's a goal. It's like I'm 29. You ain't married yet?
Right.
You 32. You don't have no
Yep.
kids? And because it's a
Right.
goal,
Yep.
a lot of people are approaching marriage
Yep.
like a goal.
Yeah.
And when you approach marriage like a goal, you get a business. You get a partner. You don't
get a life mate.
Yeah, you don't get a life mate. So a lot of times, and I see so many people, they like, man, you know, I gotta get married. It's Valentine's Day. I'm so sad. I mean, you were happy on the 13th, but on the 14th, your life is over. How is that? Because in our society, marriage has become something that you must do, or you're not valid.
obligation.
It's not. That's a
I
strong
tell
word.
all
That's a strong
my
word.
male friends, acquaintances, and family to take your time. I'm not saying that you have to go out here and just continue to sow your royal oats, but it's a very serious thing. And if you're on the fence about it, be on the fence until you know exactly what you want, because this thing is forever. You know what I mean? Or at least it's supposed to be. And you also have to understand there's going to be things about your mate that you're not going to know, or I mean, okay, let's say you met your significant other at the age of 27, 28. You didn't know this person for 27, 28 years.
Right.
And they didn't know you. So they have a different background. So it's a lifetime to learn, but you have to be prepared to grow through these things and be with someone who can also kind of meet you halfway and be willing to put in the same things.
I'm gonna go with you on take your time and know. And the thing I'm gonna say, don't nobody get mad at me. Stay off of these Facebook pictures, because we see all of these pretty pictures and the family they smiling.
Instagram models.
The strongest picture I saw on Facebook was a picture of a husband and wife on their wedding day, right? And from the front picture, it was them smiling. The lady had on a wedding gown, he on his tux. Behind it was her arm behind her back, and it was bruised, and it was him pulling her arm up. And I'm like, that's what most of
That was
these,
a real picture.
I don't know if it's a real picture, but it was like a viral
Yeah.
picture that I saw. But what it got was a lot of people are getting married because their homegirl got married last week. And they see her pictures online, or they see his pictures online. And I see this stuff, but I'm like, I just talked to him yesterday, he ain't happy. So we go and we go do this because we in this social media world where everything is presented a certain way. If you look at Facebook,
Social media
happy.
magnifies peer pressure for adults.
Social media is also a platform for people to perpetrate the life that they want.
Perpetration, man.
It's a
Absolutely.
platform
That's a
for
big
people
thing.
to pretend.
Yeah.
And if you live off of what people are pretending to be, you rush and get into something that's just not real.
So let's ask our ladies out there on Periscope, right?
Right.
Ladies, how many of y'all would settle for 30% of a good man?
And a $25,000 wedding. Let's just
Come
say
on,
he's
man.
30% of a good man, but you're gonna get a $25,000 wedding. All your sorority sisters gonna be there. They gonna love it. Y'all gonna sing the little hand holding song in the middle of the floor. You're gonna have beautiful pictures. But guess what? None of them gotta go home with him but you.
Hey, but you know what though? 20. What I said? 30%. 30% of a good man means that man not available.
Periscope says no thanks.
They said no
They
thanks.
said no thanks. Hey, I asked that question because it's a lot of ladies out there, and they getting to the point where they like, listen, we got options, but it ain't too many of them. And so I'll settle for 30% of a good man, even though he a family guy, he married, he not available. but just a piece of them, I'm good.
But let's talk about that.
I got a good job.
Let's talk about that.
No, I hear that too often though, that we don't have any options out here, you know. And my thing is, I know a lot of good brothers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's 100% true. What I think is that sometimes we haven't dealt with our own issues. So you keep attracting the same thing. And a lot of times, and this just comes from coaching, I work with a lot of people that tell me, RJ, this is not going right, this is not going right. But I always say there are no victims in life. If we really look closely, I can see that you keep letting old boy in at 2 o'clock in the morning. That ain't got nothing to do with not a lot of good men out here. This is you. Right. This is what you're doing. And not that I'm trying to harp on that, but I think sometimes we'll say, you know, the men out here are this.
Work at Walmart.
He work at Walmart. What love got to do with
Because you can't tell your girlfriends that you just made that dude
Come on,
work
man.
at Walmart.
You trying to say that's a double standard?
It's a double standard.
We live in a double standard world.
It's a double standard,
Yeah.
and in a lot of ways, it's not fair.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what you were saying about how you might have on rose-colored glasses looking for a certain package, a certain thing, and it might not come in that package.
Yeah.
And that you might be
Something
missing.
just came up.
I ain't gonna say you're missing your blessing, but
We're talking
I'm just
about
saying.
double standards. That's the double standards, because in our society, a man is supposed to always, at all times, have everything together. A man is not supposed to present any weakness. A man is not supposed to present any flaw. A man's supposed to stand for everything
Absolutely.
right and together.
Everything
And
right
if anything is off, he is, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, he is judged for whatever that's being off. That's a double standard, because like you said, a woman can say, hey, I flip burgers, but I'm in school. And it's like, we like, cool.
But
if a man says, I flip burgers, but I'm about to get back in school, it's like, hit me up when you get back in school.
It won't even be hit me up.
Yeah.
It won't even be
Hope
hit
I
me
bump
up.
into
Like,
you, something right.
like okay, no, you can't have my number. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what's crazy too, man? See, I don't want to really make the ladies get mad, but I think we got to speak truth in order for us to get back around to like the correct place.
Right. It's a good conversation.
It's definitely a good conversation. But you know, the ladies, man, what y'all think of like, ooh, this gonna pinch your nerve. I'm scared to say it.
Go for it.
Where you going?
What y'all think
I'm almost
of?
out of cough or something.
Yo, what y'all think of all the makeup, the eyelashes?
Oh, that's a good one.
lipstick? What y'all? I mean, listen, makeup is supposed to enhance, right? So we say what love got to do with it, and I'm gonna show you why I'm bringing this in. Love has everything to do with it. Like, a man wants to love you. I saw a piece of Facebook footage, and she wasn't as attractive.
Right.
And then
Once they finished putting that makeup on, she had a whole different face.
Holly Berry.
Give her another social security number.
Right.
It was a different person.
It's a whole different person.
That's fraudulent, man.
Yeah.
You meet somebody, that's who you met.
Right.
And you wake up.
Yeah.
And it's
That
a
is who you
stranger.
with.
Yep.
That's fraudulent activity. Ladies, listen, man, we want to love you.
Yeah.
What love got to do with it? It got everything to do with it.
That's true.
Like,
That's big.
Let
That's
us
big.
see you.
That's big. I don't even know where to start on that.
Yo, beauty, definitely. They always say beauty lies within. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, or beauty lies within. It's like so deep, right? Now we've been using that so much for so many years that to the point where it's almost in a way lost its substance, like its meaning.
Yep.
But it's true. Like we like to see your beauty, your natural beauty enhanced a little bit, but all that extra stuff, man.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna sit on that side for the ladies right quick.
Okay.
Just like I said, there's a double standard for men that we're supposed to have all our stuff together. I think as men we have a double standard for women, because we expect women to be beautiful at all times. You know, because as men, as little boys,
But when we know it's not true.
This is true, but I'm saying now.
When she washed that face off, that's my beauty.
Is the pressure of the double standard making her do all of that in order to impress us?
Now you saying something.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're
Because
saying.
we live in a world of double standards. So because she feels like he might not like me if I don't have all this makeup and all of this stuff, if I ain't got my butt pad on and
I'm
sorry.
Hey man, those ladies got panties with pads in it, bras with pads in it. They got like what in the
They got
world,
the
man?
thing that you can squeeze your
Yoga pants, they got
and-
pants in it, like they play football or something.
I think
You know,
I think
Well, the
that
guys have socks.
We got socks.
Y'all got the
No.
six-pack t-shirts now.
Oh, they got that?
Yo, you know what they do? And dudes are getting sold
We'll be
on
getting me a
fades.
6-pack t-shirt.
Yo, dudes are getting sold in fades, man.
Oh, I seen it.
I saw that on
Yeah,
Facebook.
man, I saw all kinds of stuff.
Yo,
But
these
I
jokers-
think to your point,
That's
a woman has to be confident enough to be herself. I think all of you here may have a little eyeshadow on, but it's not heavy. And
Oh, no.
I've dated women in the past that they put on makeup and they look like a clown, for lack of a better term. And it always was like, you really don't need that.
Right.
You know, you really don't need all of that. And I understand. But we'll never understand what it's like to be a woman, right? So, but
women doing it for men.
Both.
You feel like they're
Both.
doing it for you?
Both.
I think it's both.
Hey man, women doing it for women and they doing it for men. Women could go and buy panties together. I better not see two Negroes in Walmart comparing drawers, man. Yo,
I hope not.
you know what I'm saying?
I hope not.
Listen, they do it. Women do it for women.
Nah.
Women do crazy. You know what
I ain't
I'm saying?
saying, I'm speaking for myself.
Here,
Okay.
here,
I'm
here.
John Brady in the hot seat. You got to give us something. So what is it that we don't know about men? Give us, let's see, you got about 5 minutes on Facebook.
Real
Okay.
quick, here's
Wait,
what
somebody says, I agree, it's fraudulent. However, many guys say the same thing, but won't date a woman who is naturally beautiful.
That's false.
That's false.
Something wrong with him.
Yeah.
Because if you naturally beautiful, we
Absolutely.
listen. Something wrong with him. Now, when we say naturally beautiful, we still want you to have some degree under your arm. Now,
Right.
We ain't
Right,
saying
right.
just go Africa. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Don't go
But
too far.
but I mean, no, we admire and we salute your natural beauty, especially when you're naturally beautiful.
Yes.
It's nothing more passionate than that.
All I say is happy Valentine's Day. Whether you got a person or a mate or whatever, love is about love. Somebody loves you somewhere. The last thing I've been wanting to say for a long time is to women that's reading all of these relationship books, relationship gurus, don't try to learn who your man is through the eyes of another man.
There you go.
That's a hard
Say
and
it again.
do not try to learn who your man is through the eyes of another man. Because
Exactly.
that man doesn't represent all of us. He can't speak for me. He doesn't know me. He's speaking for him, his friends, situation he's been through. So don't take all of these principles to heart and start saying that, well, because relationships are not a formula. It's not that if he do this plus he do this, that equals that. A lot of people just getting wealthy off of these books and these principles. I'm not knocking it, but you got to listen to you
Come on now.
versus listening to somebody else telling you how to get to know me. Talk to the person you with and figure out how to get to know them. That's it.
The grass is not always greener on the other side. So if you're in a relationship and you're like, man, why am I with this person? You might not be looking at the things you should be grateful for with that person. Or you're single, you're like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, I am single another year. It might not be time yet. Maybe you still need to work because there's a author, I can't think of his name right now, but one of his concepts is we need to be whole individuals before we be with someone else. And if you're not whole and that person's not whole, it's going to be, like you said, you're not going to have that foundation. So I'm
Hey, you know what? My deal is this, man. My deal is this. What love got to do with it? Love has everything to do with it. You know why? Ladies, we always say, I want a man with money. How much you got in your bank account?
There you go.
Ladies, we always say, I want a man who can buy me this, but what's your credit score? You know what I'm saying? And I think when we get back to the true values of love, when we get back to the true values of connection, correspondence, courtship.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's not too many relationships out here that's courting anymore.
Right.
True.
Okay, we go from I met you at the spot to
Netflix.
3 months later we talking about, you know what I'm saying, long-term things, and we have not learned each other. We have not grown together. We have not set morals and guidelines, and you know what I'm saying. So what love got to do with it? Everything. And stop, ladies, stop.
Yeah.
Just flaunt it, man.
Stop saying it ain't no good man. Stop moving to new cities thinking that you're gonna find something different. I got all type of homegirls that's talking about. I got all type of homegirls. Ain't no good men in Atlanta, so I'm gonna move to Florida. And then 6 months into Florida, 6 months into Florida, they posting on Facebook.
I'm going to
These
Dallas.
Florida men. No, it ain't Florida. It's you.
It's you.
Like attracts like.
I'm going to DC.
Ladies, if you got bad credit, let's build our credit together.
Right.
If you only got $500 in the bank account, listen, man, we gonna work hard. We gonna put it together. We gonna build that bank account.
If you
That's
move
the way we
4
look at
times
it.
and you still in the same spot,
Come
look
on.
at you.
All right. Stop. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I want Xavier to take us out. Wait. tell everybody how to follow you guys again.
Okay.
Let's start with here, RJ.
RJ Hodges Speaks, HODGES Speaks.com, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. RJ Hodges Speaks.
And JaRod.
At JaRodLM, Instagram, Twitter, JaRod Morris, Facebook, the44project.com.
And Xavier.
Yo, Instagram, Xavier Lewis, the antidote to R&B. On Twitter, Xavier Lewis XL. Facebook, the real Xavier Lewis. All that good stuff.
All right, y'all look over here and give a shout out to Facebook. Tell them thanks for watching.
Facebook. What's
Get
up?
this book.
Tune in. This weekend.
All right.
Sexy night out.
Sing me something while it's going out.
Oh, I know I'm in love. Totally, yeah, you and me. This is how it's supposed to be. I thank God that you chose me, yeah, to be the one you love. Love matters.
Love matters.
Hey, it's Yalanda. Want to get some more buzz behind the buzz? Go to DryerBuzz.com. And if you've got questions about how to fix your social media, just go to 27answers.com. DryerBuzz Live is taped Fridays at Tuya. Visit Tuya.com.